Perfect. Okay, so come and find yourself a nice position standing, get nice and comfortable onto your feet, and we'll just start by rolling our shoulders. Just start to feel the movement coming through your shoulders and releasing through your shoulders there. Now, as you're doing this, think about squeezing your shoulders together at the back as they go down, as if your shoulder blades are really drawing down into your back pockets. So really scoop your shoulders up towards your ears and then lengthen them down as far as you can, trying to draw as big a circle as you possibly can with your shoulders. Lovely. Okay, we're going to take it bigger. We're going to take the arms all the way up and around. Make sure you've got space. So circle the shoulders around. Really big circles. So the aim of this class, this is not thinking about any Pilates principles or anything like that. It's just about movement, stretching and releasing the muscles. Okay, so we're lengthening and circling the arms around. Let's bring a little bit more of a stretch through the whole body. Come up onto your tiptoes, lower down as you come down. Come all the way up onto your tiptoes, circle your arms round. Lovely. There we go. Really just get that sense of lengthening all the way through your spine as you do that. Good. Lovely. Do two more. There we go. Really push up onto your toes. Get that stretch through the soles of your feet and just loosen out through your arms. Perfect. Okay, we're going to work on a series of stretches through the neck. First things first, we're just going to check how much mobility we've got through the neck. And you're just going to drop your chin down towards your chest. That's it, and just feel, I mean, some of you, if you feel quite mobile, you might not feel too much of a stretch going on, but if you've had a time sitting today, or you carry a lot of tension through your neck and shoulders, you're going to feel that tension build up through your neck. So just feel that sense of the neck lengthening and softening as you just hold your chin towards your chest. Okay, from here, we're going to keep your chin down against your chest wall, and you're going to look round towards your right shoulder. Okay. Now, as you're looking off towards the right shoulder, you should be feeling stretched down through the left-hand side of your neck. If you feel that it's quite a strong stretch, just stay there. If you want a little bit more of a stretch, keep your head looking towards the right side. Drop your right ear down to your right shoulder at the same time. And if you still need a little bit more of a stretch, take your left shoulder and rotate it back and down. So now you're getting that sense of drawing your, literally trying to pull your head one way and your shoulder the other way. So we've taken the stretch into its segments, and we're now at the maximum stretch that we can put through those muscles through the side of your neck. Just keep holding that. If it starts to hurt, obviously ease off, but just hold that stretch if you can. And then very gently release the shoulder, tilt the head back. So you're coming back and just rolling your chin round your chest wall. And we're going to look off to the left-hand side now. So keep your chin down towards your chest wall. Feel the stretch releasing through the right-hand side of the neck. That's it, good. Now, a little bit more of a stretch. You can take your left ear to your left shoulder at the same time. So we're tilting the head to create a little bit more of a stretch. And if you need some more, take your right shoulder back and down. And just feel that lengthening through your neck and shoulder. That's it, good. Just keep holding it, a couple more breath cycles. And then release that shoulder, release your head, draw your head back to the center and bring it up to look forwards again. Okay, perfect. Take your hands. You're going to take one hand in front of the other, and you're going to push your hands as far forwards as you can. So as you're pushing your arms forwards, just try and feel your shoulder blades separating as you do this. Okay, so from the side, we've gone from straight back to just trying to create a little bit of an arch through the top of your back, so you can feel that sort of rounding through the upper part of your back. Keep pushing your hands away as if you're trying to push something away with your hands, and as you do this, reach your hands up towards the ceiling. Keep pushing, keep pushing. That will create the stretch as you lift your arms. Keep pushing. Okay, keep pushing your hands away. Even when you've got to the top, keep pushing away, so you're feeling that lengthening through your shoulders, through your spine. Okay, if you can get your arms completely in line with your ears, that's perfect. If they don't go that far back, don't worry about it. Just go with where you're comfortable. Now imagine you're trapped between a pane of glass. Take one hand and hold on to the wrist. So if we say, take your right hand and grab hold of your left wrist, okay? So we're going to pull the left arm over to the right hand side. So we're lengthening all the way through the body. Okay, good. Whichever hand you're grabbing, imagine you're pulling it up and over your body. That's it, just hold the stretch. Good. So we need to make sure we're holding the stretch long enough to create a release, and you should actually start to feel it. So it'll feel like a really strong stretch to start off with, and then the more you do it, the more it starts to release as you lengthen through. And then very gently come back to the center. Swap your hands around. So this time I'm going to grab hold of my right hand with my left hand, and I'm going to draw my right arm over towards my left hand side. That's it. So I'm really lengthening. I can really feel that opening all the way through the outside of my shoulder, basically the outside of my armpit, all the way down through my side. So I'm really lengthening up and over to the side. Perfect. Good. Okay, and then very gently come back up to the center. We're going to do it one more time, so we're going off towards the first side again. So swap your hands around, so make sure you're taking hold of the hand, so you're pulling it across your body, and just see if you can get that a little bit further this time. Good. Keep breathing. Try not to hold your breath as you do this. And the more you breathe out, just imagine you're softening into the stretch a little bit more. That's it, almost like a melting type feeling. Come back up, swap the hands around, one more time over to the other side. So grab the arm, pull it across. Feel yourself lengthening and almost melting into the stretch, especially as you breathe out. So as you breathe out, just feel it sort of soften as you get a little bit deeper into that stretch. Perfect. Okay, come back up to the center, keep your arms nice and tall. Just bring your feet a little bit wider apart now. Keep lengthening up towards the ceiling. Take yourself round to one side. We're going to go past that stretch point and allow your body to twist so you're facing that side. We're going to keep pushing, your hands away, keep pushing. Scoop around underneath, keep pushing, almost as if you're trying to push your hands onto the floor. Keep pushing, all the way up to the other side. Keep lengthening, lengthening, lengthening all the way around till we get back round to the top. Super, and we're going round in the other direction now. So push through the arms, keep lengthening, lengthening, lengthening all the way away from you. Feel that coming all the way through your shoulders. Now we're coming down, we're just bringing the spine into it a little bit more. Keep pushing, pushing, pushing all the way around, coming back up the other side. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen until you get back to the top again. Good, okay. Let your arms relax a little bit there. Okay, come back so you've got your feet facing forwards again, and they are about hip width apart. We're going to go into a little spine twist. So you've got a couple of ways of doing this. You can do it with your arms out in front of you. If you want to work a little bit more opening up through the chest and you've got space, you can do it with your arms out nice and wide. So if I talk through this way, first of all, chin stays level with your wrists, and as you breathe out, you're going to rotate to the side, but keep your hips facing forwards. Breathe in as you come back to the center. Breathe out as you go to the side. Breathe in as you come to the center. So we're starting to stretch through the spinal joints through there. If you want to give it a go, arms go out wide. So breathe out, twist round to one side. So we're getting a much stronger stretch through the spine there. Breathe in, come to the center. Breathe out, twist round to the other side. Breathe in as you come back to the center. Good. A few more. Breathe out, twist round. Keep your hips facing forwards. Try to make sure they don't try and follow you around. There'll be a little bit of movement through there. A little bit's fine, but just not too much. That's it. Just working with the breathing. If you can't get your head around the breathing, don't worry. Just make sure you are breathing and don't hold your breath. That's it. Super. Breathing out. Twist one more to this side, and then we're going to come back to the center. Let your arms come down. We're going to take you down onto the floor. I'm going to just make sure you can see. There we go. So we're going to sit onto the floor with the legs out straight. Okay, sit up nice and tall. We're going to go to one leg first of all. So let's tuck one leg out the way, lengthen the other leg away. Twist your hips round so you're facing the leg you're going to. Lower your chin down towards your knee and walk your hands away. Okay, we're working with the breathing as we do with this exercise. So let your body soften into the stretch. Find the stretch point first of all. Breathe in, hold your position. And as you breathe out, just imagine everything is softening and lengthening, and you'll find you'll be able to just soften a little bit further. You might be able to creep your hand a bit further forwards. You might feel your chest lowering down towards your leg a little bit more. Whatever works for you. But on the in-breath, hold the position. Don't breathe in and come back. Breathe in, hold. And as you breathe out, just find yourself lengthening down into it a little bit more. One more breath cycle. That's it. Breathe out, lengthen as much as you can. And on your next in-breath, walk your hands back up through your leg. And we'll swap it round onto the other side. Okay, so coming into this position, lengthen the leg away. Twist the hips so you're coming round to face. Lengthen the spine. Don't just curl down to the knee. Lengthen through the spine. So you're trying to get your chest as low down your leg as you can and walk your hands away down that leg. Okay, perfect. So hold the position where it feels comfortable. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, just sink. See if you can sink a little bit deeper. Breathe in and hold it. And breathe out. See if you can lengthen and sink. Breathe in as you hold it. And breathe out if you can sink down a little bit more. One more. Breathe in, hold. And breathe out. See if you can get that last little stretch. And then walk your hands back up on the next in-breath as you come back up. Perfect. Okay, we are going to just take you round onto your all fours. And we're going to take you up into a nice deep breath in and push your spine up towards the ceiling. And breathe out as you sink down and arch round. Good. Tuck under. Breathe in. Push your shoulders all the way up towards the ceiling. And breathe out as you sink down. Good. So it's all about taking a nice deep breath in and feeling like you're expanding all the way through the ribs as you're pushing your shoulders up towards the ceiling. And breathing out as you're sinking down and lifting your chest. One more. Breathe in. Tuck under. And breathe out as you sink down. Perfect. Right, let's get some movement going through our threading the needles. So we're going to work with breathing again now. As you take a nice big breath in, lift your arm up towards the ceiling and breathe out as you thread it so it goes through between your arm and your knees, pushing it all the way through as far as you're comfortable to go. And we're working with breathing. So again, breathe in, lift, and breathe out as you thread it through. So blow the hand away. Breathe in, lift, and breathe out. Lengthen it all the way through. Good. Breathing in and lift, and breathe out as you thread it through. Breathe in, lift, and this time when you thread through, just stay there. Feel your arm lengthening, okay? You can let your other arm rest down on your elbow if it's more comfortable, but let's work with the breathing. So hold the position as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, see if you can lengthen that arm a little bit further away from you. Breathe in, hold your position. Breathe out, lengthen. See if you can push through a little bit further. Breathe in, hold it, and breathe out as you lengthen. And on the next in-breath, just slide it through. We'll come back to the start position again. Okay, on the other side now. So breathe in, lift. Breathe out, thread it through. Breathe in as you lift. And breathe out as you thread it through. Good. Breathe in and lift. And breathe out as you thread it through. Breathe in and lift. Breathe out as you thread it through. This is the one we're going to hold. So breathe in as you lift. Breathe out, thread it through. Hold that position as you breathe in. As you breathe out, just see if you can get that arm a little bit further forwards. Breathe in and hold. Breathe out. See if you can just stretch that tiny little bit further forwards. Really getting a stretch through your side there. That's it. And on your next in-breath, take your arm forwards. We're going to get you down into your child's pose. So sit down onto your heels, lengthen your arms away from you. That's it. And really sort of stretch out towards your fingertips. And as you work here, just think about softening through your hips, softening through your abdomen. Everything is just lowering down towards the ground and almost just like melting into your mat. I'm going to take both hands around to the same side. So I'm going to walk both hands around this way. Again, as you take your arms around, the temptation is to lift your bottom a little bit. Keep your bottom pinned down onto your heels as far as is comfortable. Not everyone can get your bottom to your heels. Mine certainly doesn't completely touch, but just keep getting that impression that you're softening your bottom down. And again, just working with that breathing. As you breathe out, just feel your side lengthen a little bit more. Perfect, good. Walk your hands around towards the other side. That's it. Lengthen your arms around, and again, just hold it where you're comfortable. Breathing and feeling like it's softening and you're melting down into that stretch. Good. And then gently come back round to the centre. So we're going to come back up onto your knees now. Okay, now if you're uncomfortable on your knees, grab a pillow and pop it underneath your knee if you need to, because we're coming into this position. I'll put that to the side for now. Okay, so 90 degrees at your knee, 90 degrees at the hip. So you don't want to be lunging forwards just yet. Get your ankle underneath your knee and just like lengthen through your spine nice and tall. Okay, from here you're going to activate through your glutes as if you're scooping your pelvis underneath. Okay, so we're doing that little tuck under, and as you get tuck under, you'll feel the stretch through the front of your thigh of the knee you're kneeling on. So good, and just feel that stretch through there. It should be quite a strong one. You'll really know that it's working. That's it, good. Now we're going to take it into a deeper stretch. We're going to take that front foot forwards, and this time we are going in more towards the lunge. Now just be careful as you roll over the knee that you're kneeling on, so go very carefully and slowly as you take yourself into that lunge. Okay, can be a little bit of pressure on your kneecap on that knee you're on, so just do it gently. Let your hands just rest onto the knee that you've got in front of you, and you should feel a nice stretch through the inner thighs, possibly down the back of the thigh as well there. Good, and just soften into it. Let your hips sink down into the stretch. Good. Now if you want a little bit more of a challenge, we're going to see if we can just start to stretch a little bit further through the hip flexors. And there we go. See if you can lengthen the arms up towards the ceiling. Okay, now if your back feels okay, just see if you can try and take it that tiny bit further backwards. If your back's saying no, listen to it. Don't arch back if your back doesn't feel right. Good. Just hold that stretch. Perfect. Lower the arms down. Take your weight back onto that knee, so gently as you roll across your kneecap, don't put too much pressure on there, and we will swap onto the other knee. Okay, so again, starting position is 90 degrees at the knee, 90 degrees at the hip, so your ankle is directly underneath that front knee. And from here, you're going to activate through your glutes, so you're tucking under, push your hips forward. Okay, and you're getting that stretch through the front of the thigh on this side. So some people feel it a little bit low down, but I would say you're mainly aiming to feel it up through the top part of your hip flexors up into the groin there. So keep switching your glutes on, keep pushing your hips forward. That's it, good. Okay, and then what we're going to do is take that front leg further forwards. Here we go, nice and gently over that knee that you're kneeling on. Make sure you don't put too much pressure. So you're just coming over like that. There we go. Find yourself nice. It's a little bit of balance challenge as well, actually, as you do this one. So make sure you're not feeling too wobbly, or hold on to something if you need to. That's it. So we're now opening all the way through the inner thighs, but we're also opening up through the hip flexors here. And to make that stretch a little bit stronger, when you're ready, you're going to bring your arms up towards the ceiling. So really lengthen through your arms as tall as you can. And if your back's feeling okay and you're happy to do so, then just arch yourself back a little bit more. So we're creating as much of a stretch through that hip groin area. There we go, lovely. And then gently just bring your arms forwards and down, and lower the arms down in front of you. Okay, perfect. Going to come onto your mat. So we're going to do our mermaid stretches. So this depends on how flexible your hips are, if you can get into this position. So one leg in front, other leg tucked behind. If you can't do that, you're going to sit with your legs crossed. Hopefully that's comfortable. If it's still uncomfortable to sit like this, grab some pillows and stick them underneath your bottom. Sit on the pillows, because it should take a lot of tension out of your hips to do that. But if you can tuck that leg out the way, then we're going for this position. Okay, so the leg that is tucked round behind you, take that arm up towards the ceiling. Other hand is going to rest onto the mat here. And we're going to lengthen as much as you can through the arm that's up towards the ceiling. So lift and lengthen and take yourself over to the side and then come back up. We're going to breathe out as we go over and breathe in as you come back up. Breathe out as you go over. Breathe in, come back up. Perfect, good. Breathing out as we go over. Breathe in as you come back up. Breathing out as you go over. We're getting a little bit further each time. You may feel that the arm that you've got down onto the mat there needs to bend in order to get much more of a stretch, and that's absolutely fine. So if you can, even if that front arm comes down onto elbow, just see if you can get that full stretch going all the way over. Go with what feels comfortable for you. So breathing out, lengthen away. Breathe in as you come back up. One more like this. And this time we're going to allow some twists. So the arm that's out there, we're going to try and reach past it. So as you lift up through here, you're going to twist your shoulders so they're coming round to face that end of your mat, and you're going to reach your arm as far over as you can. Good. Breathe in as you come back up. Breathe out, we're allowing the twist. Breathe in as you come back up. Breathe out, lengthen. Breathe in as you come back up. Breathe out. Breathing in. Last one, we're going to hold it when we're down. Breathe out, come down. Breathe in, hold the position. Breathe out, see if you can lengthen away a little bit more. Breathe in as you hold it. Breathe out, lengthen away a little bit more. I'm really getting that stretch right through that center part of the back there. Keep going. Breathing in, you hold. Breathe out, see if you can soften, lengthen, reach. Last one, breathe in, hold. Breathe out and lengthen, and breathe in as you come back to the start. We're going to swing the legs around, pop them around to the other side there, super. Okay, so again, the leg that is tucked behind you, that arm comes up towards the ceiling. Other hand just comes away from you onto the mat, kind of in line with your hips. So arm that's up, lift, and we're coming over to the side. So you're breathing out. Breathe in as you come back up. Keep your shoulders facing forwards for this one. Breathe out as you go over. So just remember, we're allowing the arm that is on the mat, you're allowing that to bend if it feels it needs to. Go wherever you feel comfortable, where you're getting the stretch. For some of you, this may be enough. For others, you may want to get all the way down and lengthen over. So just go with what works. Try and work with the breathing. Breathe out as you lengthen. Breathe in as you come back up. Good. That's it. And lengthen. Okay, last one as we go over now. So the one after this, we're going to start to rotate through the body. So as we lift and lengthen, we're going to rotate and stretch across past that arm. Breathe in as you come up. Breathe out, lengthen over. Breathe in as you come up. Breathe out, lengthen. Breathe in. And breathe out and lengthen. Try and get a little bit further each time. Just watch and listen to what's happening to your back. If it feels like it's stretched as far as it possibly can, then don't force it to go any further. It's about moving gently and easing into the stretch, not forcing anything to move that it doesn't feel comfortable to. Okay, so this one, as we go down, we're going to hold it. Breathe in, hold your position. Breathe out and lengthen away. Breathe in as you hold it. And breathe out as you lengthen away. Breathe in to hold. And breathe out to lengthen. Last one, breathe in, hold. And breathe out and soften and come out of that stretch. Perfect. Right, we're going to have a go opening up through the hips. So again, this is an exercise that some people don't find that comfortable to get into. If you do, I will show you. If you don't like it, I'll show you an alternative in a second. But if you can, how is the best way to show you? So into this position, one leg is going to come in front of you. So you're crossing it in front of you like that. and then you lengthen that other leg away, and we're just going to come down and sit into the stretch here. So if I show you from the front, what I've done is I've taken that leg across and then I've lengthened back down. So I've kind of got this going on, but I'm going to lean over it and come down into the position like this. If you really don't like that stretch and that doesn't feel right for you, you are going to go into the stretch where we hold the leg up like this. So you're going to pop one leg across and draw up like that. Okay, and hold the stretch. So we're just going to come back into that one. If you have got into this position, I find this a really nice stretch, and I could quite happily hang out like this for a long period of time. But so we are trying to stretch through your glutes there. If you don't feel like it's going into your glutes, lean into it a little bit, push into that stretch. Just watch that the leg that's underneath you here hasn't sort of ended up going parallel like this. Make sure it is tucked under. Good. Now, if you are still in this position, walk your hands up. So you're coming into this position now. So we're lifting the chest up. Squeeze your shoulder blades back and together, and just lift your chin up towards the ceiling. And I'll have to stop talking in a second, but you're going to try and push your chin forward. So it's like a lifting your chin up, and you'll feel the stretch coming through the front of your neck. You can't really do it and talk at the same time, but there you go. Just try and push your chin forwards. And relax through the head. Soften yourself down. Untuck that leg. See if we can go into the other side. So leg comes across your body. There we go, see from that side. Lengthen that leg away, so you're sinking down into the stretch. Soften your arms down, so we're going into this position. And if you need to, just lean into your glutes. So just hold that position. See if it's nice and comfortable. Just get to the position where you're feeling like the stretch is going right into your glutes there. You might have to lean quite a bit to get into it. You might not have to lean at all. Just go with whatever is comfortable for you. And then when you are ready, you come up onto your hands. Same again, open up through the shoulders. And lift your head up towards the ceiling and push your jaw up and forwards. You don't realise how much tension you build through the front of your throat. Good. Relax your head down. Relax yourself down off of your arms. Untuck through that leg, and we're going to take you round onto your back. Okay. So get yourself nice and comfortable. We're going to grab the knees in towards the chest. And we're just going to mobilise through your low back. Bring your knees in, draw some circles in one direction. And then knees round in the other direction. Good. And just gently plop or pop your feet down onto the mat again. Let your arms just rest by your side. I want you to imagine that your shoulders are becoming nice and heavy and they're softening down towards the mat. At the same time, your head's becoming really heavy and it's just relaxing down onto the mat again. Okay. I want you to focus on what's going on with your breathing. As you're breathing, where the ribs are moving, where your chest is moving, is your abdomen moving? Just have a think what's happening as you take a few breaths. Now, some of you might be very much abdominal breathers, so your belly's going up and down. Some of you might be breathing quite a lot through the top of your chest. It doesn't matter how you're breathing at the minute. What we're going to try and do is encourage the breathing to come more through the ribs at the side. So what I would like you to do is take both hands and place them onto the front of your chest. So just kind of like as your ribs meet together at that point there, you're just going to place your hands there, let your arms relax down. That's going to be pushing down in there. It's going to remind you that you don't want the ribs to be pushing up and forwards. What we want is to try and force the movement to come into the ribs out towards the sides. So see what happens. Take a nice deep breath in. Can you feel how that's changed now? So you've really felt like we've expanded the ribs through the lower part, and we're really opening them up to the sides there. And softening as you breathe back out. Breathe in. Open the ribs and breathe out. Good. Hopefully it's feeling a little bit different and you're really noticing the ribs open up to the side now. And soften as you breathe back down. Take your hands away. See if you can continue that movement without your hands being on your chest. Good. Breathing in when you're ready. Perfect. Right, now we're going to start to move the arms as well. I'm going to move the arms and see what happens with the ribs. Now, hopefully, as you bring your arms up and round, we're going to circle them round. Let's move that pillow out of the way. As you bring your arms up and round and circle them round, what we don't want to do is lift the ribs at the same time. So you're going to keep thinking about pinning them down, opening them out to the side. So nice breath in as you come up. Breathe out as you circle your arms round. Breathe in, lift your arms up. And breathe out, just softening them round. Lovely. So we're really lengthening through the arms. So stretch as far out as you can. Circle the arms round. Soften them soften your shoulders as you bring them round. Now, as you bring your arms down and round, think about creating space between your shoulders and your ears, okay? So that you're not hunching your shoulders up as you come round. There's that nice bit of space. Keep them down as you raise your arms up. And circle those shoulders around. Lovely. Let's try and bring the legs in a little bit more. So as you lengthen your arms away, lengthen one of your legs away at the same time. So we're lengthening through the whole body. And as you come around, scoot that leg back up again. Good. Breathing in. And breathing out as you circle around. Lovely. Stick with the same leg at the moment. Breathing in, lengthening. And breathing out as you circle around. Lovely. Breathing in, lengthen. And breathe out as you come back. Opposite leg now. Breathe in, lengthen everything away. Breathe out as you circle around. Good. Breathe in, lengthen everything away. Breathe out as you circle around. Perfect. Good. A few more. And circle around. Super. Two more. Lovely. Last one. Lengthen everything away. Stretch right to your fingertips and circle round. Perfect. Stretch both legs away from you, both arms away from you. Imagine you are on a rack and someone is pulling your legs away one way and your arms away the other way, and you're lengthening as far as you possibly can. Perfect. Let your arms come back by your side. Scoop the legs back up so they're coming into that neutral position again. Now we're going to lengthen through the hamstrings again. So bring one leg up, grab hold of the back of your thigh. Okay. If you can, lengthen that leg. Don't look at how bad my hamstrings are. I'll talk you through it. So lengthen that leg up as much as you can. And what we're going to do is point your toes and then dorsiflex. So you're pushing your heel up towards the ceiling. Point your toes and then point your heel towards the ceiling. So we're working through releasing the back of the leg. And hopefully yours is not looking as tight. You'd think for a Pilates teacher I would have a lot longer hamstrings than this. Unfortunately not. Good. Keep pointing and flexing through your ankle. So you're feeling that stretch coming all the way through. You're working all the way through the connective tissue now. So it's not just your hamstrings, it's all of the fascia and the connective tissue that is going down the back of your leg. Good, perfect. And then gently release that, pop that leg down. Let's go for the other side. Grab hold of the back of the thigh, lengthen that leg up towards the ceiling. And again, you are pointing and extending through the foot. And that is going to loosen through the connective tissue, through the hamstrings. Take it up as much as you can. So it should feel like a stretch as you're doing this. It's not uber comfortable, but you know you're lengthening. There we go. Good. Perfect. The last couple. There we go. Perfect. And relax it down. Do whatever your back feels it needs. You might want to hug your knees towards your chest. You might want to lengthen out towards that full body stretch, but do whatever you feel your back needs at the moment. Just have a bit of a stretch out. Good. And whichever stretch you are in, take yourself into this full body stretch now and just bring your arms then down by your side. Okay. What we are going to do now is we're going to work through a muscle activation and relaxation. So just soften through your breathing. You notice your breathing, but don't take deep breaths as you're doing this. It's just kind of a relaxation. We're going to start with the feet. And what I want you to do is I want you to curl your toes up as tight as you can. Really hold it, squeeze it, and then release the toes. Okay, squeeze your toes as tight as you can. Feel all the muscles in your feet working tight, and relax. One more time. Squeeze all your toes, curl your toes up, squeeze them, and relax them. Perfect. Take your attention up towards your calf muscles and your knees now. So what we're going to do is we're going to breathe, well, just breathe normally, a little bit deeper than normal, but you're going to squeeze your calf muscles. Imagine you're like tensing with your knees and your calf, and then completely relax them. Good. Well, go again, tense them, really squeeze through your calf muscles, and release them. Good. Go again. Tense. You'll notice it probably does go with your breathing. It doesn't have to, so don't put any pressure on yourself to make it go with the breathing. But if it does, you're probably going to breathe in and tense, and breathe out as you release. Take the tension, take your attention up to your upper thighs and your pelvis, your glutes, your buttocks, everything like that. So again, probably as you breathe in, you're going to tense everything, and then release. So again, go and breathe in, squeeze everything in as tight as you can, really go for it, squeeze, and release. And just imagine and feel yourself melting and softening into the mat as you do that. Go one more time here, squeeze through the glutes, through your thighs, through your quads, tense, and then relax everything as much as you possibly can. Great. Okay, let's move up to our abs and ribs area. Okay, so as you're breathing in, you're drawing, imagine everything is drawing in towards your tummy button, and then release. Breathe in, tighten everything up, and breathe out as you soften everything. Completely relax. Don't hold on to any more tension. Just let everything go. Breathe in, hold, pull it tight, and then release. Perfect. We're going to go to the ends of your arms now. So we're going to go to your hands. So breathe in and squeeze your hands into fists as tight as you possibly can, and then release them completely. Go again, squeeze, hold them as tight as you can, and then release. Go again, one more time, squeeze, and release completely. Let them melt down into the floor. Go up through your forearms, up to your elbows. Go the same. You might want to feel like you're pushing them into the floor. You might feel them sort of drawing in towards your elbows, but tighten those muscles as tight as you can, and then completely release. If it works better with your breathing, go for it. So breathe in, tighten, and release as you breathe out. Last one for this area. Breathe in, tighten, and release. Come up to your shoulders. So you can feel everything sort of tightening in towards your chest, or you can draw your shoulders up towards your ears, whatever works for you. Breathe in, squeeze everything really tight, really activate those muscles, and then breathe out as you release everything. Good. Breathe in, tighten, and breathe out as everything releases. One more time. Breathe in, tighten, and breathe out as everything releases. Good. We're working through the neck and into the jaw now. So as you breathe in, tighten everything, clench your teeth together, tighten through your neck. That's it. Feel all that tension build up through there. And then as you breathe out, completely release it. Switch it all off. Completely let it sink down. When you're ready, draw it all back in again. Grit your teeth together. Feel your cheeks working. Feel your neck feeling tight. And then completely release it. Release all of that tension. Just let it sink down into the mat. Good. Last one. Tense. Grit those teeth. Hold that tension in your neck, and then completely let it all go. Let it sink into the mat. Okay, now just get that sensation or that feeling that everything has just become heavy and relaxed and softened. And the mat is the most comfortable mat that you've ever laid on, or your floor, wherever you're working from. And just imagine that it's almost like you're lying on a waterbed and you're just getting absorbed by the floor. It's so comfortable. And all those muscles are going to start to release and soften. And just take note of your breathing again. Just try and encourage it to open up through the lower part of your ribs. And breathing out when you're ready. Just soften, breathe out. As you breathe in, there's no tension. And as you breathe out, there's no tension. It's just a really passive movement that's happening. Perfect. Now you may just want to stay there. But we have come to the end. So just take your time. You don't have to get up straight away. Just take your time. Feel that release that's happened through the whole of your body. And in your own time, just bring yourself up to sitting. Good. And hopefully you feel totally relaxed now. I'm ready for a good night's sleep, hopefully. I hope you've enjoyed that. As always, let me know. And hopefully I'll see you again on the next one next week.